Hey, what's up, good people? It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Sunday morning, October 15th, and it's 4:41 in the AM. Yeah, I took a brief break to find just the right picture for this background, and the break took longer than I expected. But here I am nonetheless. This reading is from Daily Reflection, and it's titled My Checklist, Not Yours. Gossip barbed with anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination, has its satisfactions for us too. Here we are, not trying to help those we criticize. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. And that's exactly it. I made up a word to go with this very statement. We're right, and here's the word, in our wrongosity, and we're adamant and emphatic about it. There is no humility. We're throwing elbows in the paint for our look good. And see, when we're running other people's inventory, what we're doing is putting our feelers out for our amen corner. The people who are going to bolster our position. But what we fail to realize is these are the people who are comprised of the very same broken bits that we are. And that's why they're co-signing us. To quote a hip-hop song, game recognizes game. So if we have a common enemy and, mutual bitterness, hey, this kid's okay. They think like I think. And now that I speak those words, I want to say it's a very sad commentary to have an ego stroked in brokenness. Let me get into this reading. It says, sometimes I don't realize that I gossip about someone until the end of the day, when I take an inventory of the day's activities, and then my gossiping appears to like a blemish in my beautiful day. How could I have said something like that? Gossip shows its ugly head during a coffee break or lunch with business associates. Or I may gossip during the evening when I'm tired from the day's activities and I feel justified in bolstering my ego at the expense of someone else. See, there you have it. An ego stroke in brokenness. And I can tell you, I am horrifically guilty of, pointing out the things that are wrong in the day. Now, sometimes I can balance it with, my actions in trying to fix it. But for the most part, when you're in a culture of complaint, you complain. And see, when I catch myself in the middle of that, I switch gears, right? And like I said, I start to help or I problem solve. But when you're in an environment where it's a constant barrage with everybody saying what's wrong and nobody's trying to make it right, it becomes very difficult. This is where it requires discipline, where you have to say, what part am I playing in this madness? Let me get back to the reading. It says, character defects like gossip sneak into my life when I am not making a constant effort. See, discipline, when you catch yourself, when you come to yourself, you have to make a constant effort. It doesn't say things are automatically going to get better and then everything is going to magically disappear. It's a constant effort. The writer says, I need to remind myself that my uniqueness is the blessing of my being. And that applies equally to everyone who crosses my path in life's journey. Today, the only inventory I need to take is my own. I'll leave judgment. Hear this? I'll leave judgment of others to the final judge, the ultimate judge, the ultimate authority. Amen. Bottom line is, I have to look at what part I play in the madness and explore whether I'm going to continue to play a part or discipline myself to step out once it begins. Amen. You know, we always want to talk about somebody disturbing our peace. And then we talk about boundaries and it all becomes blah, 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 blah. You know, at a certain point, all I hear is Charlie Brown's teacher. And I'm saying this to say that when you discipline yourself, notice I said yourself, nothing can disturb God's peace. We got to stop blaming people. We have to stop blaming people. If you're not helping, you're part of the problem. And see, most people always like, oh, I set boundaries. No, what you did was you built a wall to protect yourself because you lack discipline. You built a wall to prevent yourself from helping other people. But guess what? Nothing happens in a vacuum. You're going to eventually have to venture out, and you're right back at it because you lack discipline. Now, I know that's a heavy message, and there's some serious food for thought, but that's the bottom line. Again, we want to have fancy words and normalize certain behaviors. Oh, I set boundaries. You know, it's healthy to have boundaries. It's even healthier to have self-discipline. It's even healthier to help folks. That's food for your soul. But we are constantly creating words and ways and means to bolster the enemy's position in isolating us in our own madness. Amen.